843. Shot Bar and Grill.
Shot Time Bar and Grill opening up soon. Oh
That's smooth. Can't argue with that. Yeah.
Hey. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another sub-episode of Can't Argue With That. We're going to bust it open with the Steelers and Browns. We're going to talk about this game primarily because the Steelers are getting a little too much props in the streets, I think.
Let me ask you this, Fonz.
Yes, sir.
Since when did beating the Cleveland Browns account for anything? Count for anything other than a win in the column? It barely counts for like a win in like a column, but
like I'll take your 49ers win.
I'll take that. And you know I'm a diehard Panthers fan.
Exactly.
But I don't expect us to move up because we beat them.
Exactly.
Like, that's
it's just a good win. It's just a good win.
No.
I mean, it's what you're supposed to do.
You just do what you're supposed to do. Like, what do you want? Like a handshake, a cupcake, or something? So, Pittsburgh beat No, it's not the Cleveland. They beat a rookie quarterback in his first career game.
But he looks raw. He looks nasty. I like him. I like him.
He's got some tools.
Yeah.
But they beat them by 3 points. And this was a game in which I heard all this talk. Oh, this is the first time that Martavis Bryant, Le'Veon Bell, Big Ben, Antonio Brown, they all played together.
No, guess what, though?
21 points.
No, guess what?
What happened?
The first 6 drives were all punts. They scored on a blocked field goal.
Right.
So, I don't know why they're getting so many props in the street, as you call it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I don't know. But only props I'll give him is I already gave him his props for the receiver. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, he was 100%. He was targeted 11 times. He caught 11 balls.
Right.
I was proud of that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I wasn't really impressed by anything else. And Bell looks. He doesn't look like the happy. He doesn't have the happy feet. He's just hitting holes that aren't there.
I mean, if that's your running style to tiptoe like a dancer, I mean, I guess, man, you can have that, man.
But the thing about it is, against that steel curtain defense, Sean Collins was pretty
He
good.
looked pretty good in his first start, man.
He completed 67% of his passes.
Right.
For one.
Right.
And then as well, he had 220 something yards. Right. I mean, he was doing his thing. I mean, right. I liked him. He passed the eye test too.
Right.
We have a caller on the line. All right, we have a caller on the line. I think I know who it is, but let's see. Let's put him on the horn. You're on with Can't Argue With That. Who am I speaking with?
I'm speaking with David Gaines, dog.
Oh, the man in the building. Hey, this man is the most die-hardest Steelers fan I've ever not met in my life.
You already know.
So what's going on, big dog? What you got? What problems you got to say with us, man? What problems you got?
Man, you talking about the power rankings, so I figured I'd get my input in it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So what's going on? What do you think? What do you feel about that?
I think ESPN, we rank number 1, which we shouldn't be.
Okay.
But,
Thank you.
That's my opinion.
Very much so. Yeah, I don't know how that happened. Like, y'all didn't play anybody. Like, did y'all just have a bunch of signings or something like that? Like, what happened? Like, I'm trying to figure out. Like, really, I'm glad that you're on the phone with me because I was really trying to figure out how does that happen? How does beating the worst team? The worst 2 teams in the league are Jets and Browns. We can't argue with that, right?
Right.
So how does beating one of those teams?
Colts might give him a run for the money.
Colts are, but I'm saying how does beating one of the bottom 3 teams in the league put you up in the power rankings? Not put you up in the power rankings because y'all can go up 1 because it was a nice performance. But y'all went up to number 1.
Way to number 1, all the way.
How did that happen? Like, you have to have some opinion of how that happened. Do you have any opinion on how that happened?
Oh yeah, of course. So it happened because I think what people fail to realize is they're ranking teams off of different type of factors. Like potential, who they beat, how they beat them. It's kind of like college football in a sense, but it's not. It's not. They don't base it off of who you beat. Now that technically they do. We didn't beat anyone, but I think they're ranking us based on the potential we can beat. But there's a lot of teams that got potential out there. I don't think we should be ranked number one. Because again, even though a lot of people sleep, and the Browns are legit, they're going to be legit. Their defense is good. A lot of people don't know Grant Williams is the defense coordinator for the Browns now. So, they're going to be good at some point. But with that being said, we should not be ranked number one. I think we should be ranked around probably number 4, maybe 6. But I mean, I personally think it should be Green Bay or not Green Bay, Kansas City, Green Bay. I'll probably put Dallas at 3, us at 4, and I don't know really who else I saw.
Yeah, probably Carolina Panthers rounding out the top 5 there. Dave? Probably?
Carolina Panthers?
5?
No go?
5?
No go.
Who did I pick at 5?
Oh, I said, he's trying to get you to say the Carolina Panthers. Do you say the Carolina Panthers for perhaps 5 or 6?
Nah, I ain't gonna put Carolina at 5 or 6. I mean, they're in the same boat as us. I mean, I think we are better than Carolina, but in reference to power ranking, they're in the same boat as us. They have a bunch of potential, but we don't know yet at the end of the day.
Exactly.
One question. Just potential.
Yeah, very true. So one question I have for you is, as a Cowboys fan, I always check the schedule as soon as it comes out. So I'm thinking that my only prognostication for these power rankings so high was that perhaps they looked at their schedule and y'all have the easiest schedule in the league. I don't know. Is that perhaps maybe what happened? Did y'all have an easy schedule?
I mean, it depends, man. There's truth to it and then there's falseness to it. You know what I mean? You can go off the schedule, but the schedule reflects last year, not this year.
Exactly.
You know, so you really don't know how good a team will be because last year Minnesota wasn't that good. When Minnesota was on someone's schedule, they were like, oh, that's a win. But Minnesota started off 5-0. You know, so I mean, we play Minnesota next week. Now, if we beat Minnesota, you know, then we probably, I wouldn't say we number 1, but I think we should be moving up to 2 or 3. You know, but I mean, there is some truth in that though, because I remember when Carolina a few years ago, when they went to the playoffs, I felt that they had an easy schedule. You know, and so when you finally play a good team in the playoffs or whatever, you may struggle a bit because you're not battle tested, as I like to tell them.
Very true.
So,
all right. So my question is how do you feel about Big Ben? Do you think he's going to have an MVP type season like everyone said? Because also, I mean, there's a Steeler in these power rankings, doing these power rankings at the top, as well as there's a Steeler doing these quarterback rankings, because y'all are ranked number 1 in 3 of the power rankings, and as well, Ben Roethlisberger is ranked number 1 in most quarterback power rankings. What's up with that? Or do you think that that's right on point?
That's not right. Reason being is because he's not better than already at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Now he will probably be at number 3. He's arguably, him and Drew Brees are going to battle for that third spot. Who you the best quarterback in the league after Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. But he shouldn't be ranked number 1. I think Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback in the league than Tom Brady. You know, that's just my opinion. You know, and I mean, I understand why people do it, because Big Ben is still a top tier quarterback. You know, and I think they're basing it off of the weapons he has, because in the past he has had we're not known to have great receivers other than have Wood. But outside of that, I mean, you know, within the Big Ben era, we never really had great wide receivers. But now that we do, I think that's the ranking is based off of that. But I don't really think you can do that. You know, so it just depends on how people look at it. There's a plethora of ways to look at it. You know, but at the end of the day, Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady is on a whole other level than everyone else.
Nice. I'll give you that. I'll give you that all day. You feel like I feel. And I appreciate it. I thought that when you got on the phone, we were going to have a pig-headed, typical Steeler fan. I thought you were going to be like your daddy, to be honest with you. I thought you were going to be like your daddy, but you're a realistic Steelers fan, and I have nothing but the utmost respect for you. And I hope y'all have a good season.
Oh yeah, man. I'm not biased. Sometimes I may sound biased, but you know, I'm definitely not.
You be sounding biased on Facebook, man. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Of course, because you know, a lot of people. Sometimes you can't get the complete context that I'm saying in, because I may not feel like typing everything I need to type. Yeah. It's better to talk to me about it.
So you just be like, hey, Pittsburgh's gonna win the Super Bowl if this goes right, this goes right, this goes right. But what you type is, Pittsburgh is going to win that thing on Super Bowl. Right. That's what you type, huh?
Oh, of course. And I look at it like there's no reason why we should not win a Super Bowl multiple times with the team that we have. But, you know, I mean, things happen. It's got to be New England. I mean, that's what it comes down to. I mean, we beat everybody.
You're still afraid of New England after that showing? I mean, I know we're being premature. We're overreacting. That's what we have to do. But after that first performance, nobody looked right. Literally, nobody looked right. So, are you still afraid of the Patriots?
No, I'm never. I wouldn't say afraid of the Patriots.
No, not afraid, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Intimidated or maybe.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm nervous about the Patriots because we keep losing to them because we're not running man. You cannot run zone versus Tom Brady. You're going to lose every time. So, you know, Tomlin is a great coach, but he's stubborn. Mm-hmm. And you see, we have to get Joe Hayden because they'll plan on running man coverage a lot more if we do get to that stage. So, you know, I mean, that's any day that's what needs to happen. You know, that's what needs to happen for us to beat them. I mean, you're not going to beat them playing zone, so you might as well play man and take your chance.
So you're saying just coaching?
You should lose, not get beat. You know, by yourself.
So you're saying only coaching has to get better?
Yeah. Mike Tomlin definitely has to come up with a better plan. Him and Keith Butler, our defense coordinator, because, you know, our offense put up 28 points. Mm-hmm. I mean, you know, you
after
can't give us 41 points.
After punting 6 times.
You said what?
After punting 6 times.
Oh, yeah, I agree. but look, at the end of the day, and it goes back and forth because our defense is tired. You keep going 4 and out, you know, the defense will get tired.
Exactly.
You know, so, I mean, you know, with that being said, I think a lot of people, you know, they panic after the first week, but it's the first week. Teams are rusty, you know, and team, you know, preseason doesn't do that much justice to get you ready for the first week. I mean, it just doesn't. So I'm not going to overreact over the first week, regardless if it's a win or a loss. And that's just how I approach it.
Okay, so in other words, 2020 hindsight, with all you said, it sounds like you need Zeke Elliott eating on your team, right? You want to trade Le'Veon and Antonio for Zeke?
No. Le'Veon's the best running back in the league.
Not the bad good.
I just wanted to show you some disrespect. I had to disrespect before you went, man. I had to disrespect before you went.
You know we ain't about to get on that topic, man.
You good by me, man. I loved it, man. I appreciate you for supporting the show, man.
Absolutely.
All right, no doubt, man. You know I'm going to show the support. I'll call them more often.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Most definitely. Call when you got to argue, man.
All right, y'all take it easy.
All right, man. Have a good one.
All right, no doubt. One.
All right. So, let's see. How do you feel about any of that? Have any objections?
I mean,
you were kind of quiet over there. I know that those gears were running.
Just to get back on the power rankings. I mean,
yeah, let's go on these power rankings.
Just real
power rankings. Because
how about this? Let's not go through this. Let's give our personal top 5.
Okay.
Power rankings.
All right.
Number 1, I have to go with the Chiefs. That was the most impressive Week 1 win. Mm-hmm. Number 2. I would go with the Packers. They had the second most impressive win. They beat Seattle, a team that a lot of people like. I personally I used to like Seattle team. It's always impressive. Number 3, I would go with the Oakland Raiders. Wow. They just look pretty good. Number 4, personal bias showing. I mean, Panthers. Yeah. I mean, what? Like, I'm.
You gotta put your team in the top 4.
I'm sorry.
You gotta
do that. 5. I would.
You can't put your team 5.
I think Dallas is currently properly ranked. They're ranked number 5. I like Dallas top 5. What is yours?
Mine. I'm going to. I mean, I'm a prisoner of the moment. I'm going to go with because they made the Patriots look bad, and Andy Reid wanted that to happen. You know what I mean? Andy Reid had that in his mind. He was like, "Yo, during practice the whole week he had them right." So Kansas City, if he can have them right for the second half of the season, because you know what they do, they typically start off strong and then fall off at the end of the season. Right. Okay. So I'm kind of wishy-washy about Kansas City, to be honest with y'all. Okay. But as well, my second one, I have Dallas Cowboys. Okay. Dallas Cowboys look great, and as well, my prognostication is based primarily on the fact that we're getting so many players back. Right. We're getting so many players back. It's going to be like, as long as we get them ingratiated in the offense and defense, we're going to be wonderful. Guaranteed. Right. Book it. And then as well, I'm going to put the Green Bay Packers right behind us. Okay. Just because It was a catch. It was a catch. Yes, I'm defending Dez.
What's funny? Dez hasn't caught a lot of passes since he dropped that one up. He ain't caught too many. Like hindsight 2020, are we sure it was a catch? He drops a lot of balls, dog. Like it's starting to become more and more frequent.
I'll give you that all day.
You have to admit, becoming more and more frequent.
Did you see the Josh Norman commercial?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It actually comes on live TV.
It comes on all the time, and it's got Dez with Butterfingers and. Shout out to Josh Norman for that. But so I'm at 3, right?
Yeah. Who got number 4?
My number 4.
You got the Panthers up there.
I mean, I could put the Panthers up there,
but I'm not going to.
Well, I'm not going to. I'm gonna put the Raiders up there. Okay. The Raiders are going there, and number 5, I'm going to do something disrespectful, but the Philadelphia Eagles impressed the heck out of me because it was a division game, and I saw their defense just looked different from any other defense I've ever seen. Like their defense doesn't stunt, and they were stunting. I mean, they were switching up zone to man continually, and I was just impressed with them. They lost Noel Carroll to us, but they're not missing much. Like they look pretty good against Kirk Cousins, and Jamison Crowder
against
callers out there about the Jamison Crowder. Come on, Jamison Crowder. I was at for him. I almost got him on fantasy because of you, man. Because of you. I almost got him. I got Terrell Pryor because of him, but I almost got him. How many catches did he get? He got one. I saw one garbage can catch. You hear me? Garbage can. I'm gonna call it garbage can, not garbage time. Garbage can catch.
One of those funny. We had two callers calling about him. And
those are different guys.
Straight bum.
Those are different guys.
Yeah, straight.
Whoa,
straight bum.
I thought it was the same. I thought it was the same. I was like, oh,
you're actually hoping it was the same.
I was hoping it was the same people.
No, and then you actually watched out for him too, and you're like, no, you were so disappointed.
And then when I was like, where is he? Yeah. Where is he? Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, I don't know what to say about that. But so okay, I want to say something about the recent game we saw, the Saints and Vikings.
Okay.
AP is on my fantasy. I know I don't want to talk about my fantasy because that's very selfish, but I have AP in my starting running back because I had the Jay Ajayi and I had Deshaun Jackson.
This stuff. Mm-hmm. Have you ever watched the Saints offense before?
Yes, but I figured that Sean Payton wouldn't be stubborn. I figured Sean Payton would finally come into his own and be like, hey, you have to run the ball in the NFL. But then, no, he said, nah, we won the Super Bowl 50-50. That's what he was saying in the back of his mind the whole time. When Adrian Peterson gave him the mean mug like he was his son, he was like, hey, get that switch. Get that switch, boy.
And you saw what he did. He said something right back to him. He was like, walked away.
Hey, bro. That's what he said. He said, hey, bro.
You want to know what's funny? From that time on, I think he played 3 plays the rest of the game.
But the thing about it is, this is the thing. If the Saints, I understand wholeheartedly, you're right. Saints play like the Saints play. You know what I mean? Pass 70 times, pass 70% of the time, run 30% of the time. But however, they've had Deuce, they've had Reggie, they've had people, but they've never had Adrian Peterson. This is the best back historically, one of the best backs in the league, and he has something to prove. To prove, man.
This is almost how I know that he must be done though.
How do you know?
Game 1 at Minnesota, where you were AP.
He wasn't done
for 10 seasons.
The first 3, if you give him the first 3,
no,
he got 1 yard, 9 yards, and 2 yards.
The coach gave him 6 carries.
Not in a row.
No. I'm saying he played 9 plays.
You gotta give him 2 carries back to back.
No. This is what I'm saying. Sean Payton must know something. If Adrian Peterson still got it, and if he was gonna go off, it would be in that first game against his former team.
No, Sean Payton is one of those guys that is intelligent, but he's one of those guys that are kind of asinine because he feels as if he's the smartest person in the room and he actually displays it. You know what I mean? And that's what he does. He's like, hey, I'm gonna play like this. Forget you. You know what I mean? That's what he was doing.
Let him be the smartest guy in the room. They've missed the playoffs for 5 straight years. Let him be the smartest guy in the room.
Yeah, you're right.
And that defense, boom. Still.
Yeah.
Still. Bomb.
So, one thing I want to talk about next is I want to talk about the Raiders and the Titans.
Okay.
The Raiders and Titans. So, I want you to open up of something. Let me know what you think about Mariota's performance.
So, they did, as you might recall, I did predict the Titans to win the South this season. I'm still sticking with that prediction. I mean, Raiders are a lot of teams pick to go to the Super Bowl, so I'm not. I mean, and Lynch looked real good. I ain't gonna lie about it.
Oh, I have something to tell you about that.
Yeah,
all right. So Lynch his season averages 4.2 yards a carry. Right? Guess what he got on that game?
What did he get, Fonz?
4.2 yards a carry. He got exactly his season average. Right. Now that's
you mean that's you referring to his career average?
I mean career average. Excuse me. Yeah, he got his career average in his return game. At the same time, Adrian Peterson gets how many yards? Adrian Peterson got what?
3 yards a carry.
Yeah. So that being said, beast mode is back.
Right.
And he's back at home. That's the key.
Yeah,
he's back home, man.
That's a real good look.
And he's in that black and silver, man.
Did you see him truck the
defensive line? And oh my gosh,
he's a Pro Bowl defensive line.
You know who he looked like? He looked like Zeke.
We will argue with that on a different show.
You were eating too?
No, I was. No.
You were eating?
I wasn't really. No,
he was eating.
Nah, we're not eating.
Okay, all right. So, and then let's get back to these Redskins versus Eagles.
I have a point on that.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins looks like exactly that's why they won't sign him to a long-term deal. Franchise
tag.
I was like, franchise tag. Like, that's why they keep... Because they're really not sure.
No.
They're really not sure.
They're just waiting for him to fall off the cliff. Like, he's never terrible, but he's never great.
By the way, sorry, side note. Did you see what RG3 was doing during the game on Sunday?
No, sir.
Oh, he's playing a pickup basketball game, man. I'm just saying, like...
What's Kaepernick doing?
No, but I'm saying just, like, he's falling so fast. Like, you know what I mean?
Like, you should be watching the game? What should he be doing? What's the ideal thing for an ex-quarterback to be doing?
No, I'm just saying that...
You want to be active.
What if I told you 3 years ago that RG3 and Kaepernick would not even be in the league, though?
I'd say you were lying. But then again, no, hold on. I would say you weren't a liar because we do have a previous episode entitled Black Quarterbacks. So, with that being said, it's a very, very high probability that they wouldn't be in the league. If you think of all the black quarterbacks that have been good, been flashing the pans, stuff like that. Not because of their own play, because of the coaching, because of the franchise.
Perception of them.
Because of perception. Because of tattoos, maybe braids, maybe, I don't know. But for one reason or another, black quarterbacks have the shortest leash. So that's a very likely thing to have RG3 sitting at home and Kaepernick sitting at home. I believe it, and it's not surprising, and I'm not going to argue with it.
Right. So, but... Sorry, that's another Kaepernick reference.
Oh, we're at 7. We're at 7.
7?
Yeah.
In counting. Mm-hmm. So back to what you said. What was your takeaway? Because I know these teams they play in the East. So what's your takeaway for the game?
Like I said, I was very. As far as a Cowboys fan, Eagles defense had me a little intimidated. Mm-hmm. But as far as a Cowboys fan, the Redskins don't have anything for us. They most definitely don't have anything for us twice. They may muster up enough to beat us once, right. And I have that in my schedule. Right. I have that in the losses. I have Redskins loss, right. But I'm impressed with your boy Pryor. I had him on fantasy.
I told you, pretty good.
He had like 11 for 66. So I was impressed with that. I liked it. I wanted him to have 100 so I could win, but.
Take it 1 week at a time, man. It's just the first game of the season, man.
And he looks swagged out on the field, man. He looks swagged out on the field. He looks like a receiver. He doesn't look like a transplant. You know what I mean? Right. So I'm impressed. Very impressed. So do you have any takeaways?
He doesn't look like a Jamil Showers, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
He don't look like Jamil. Oh, sorry. Shout out.
But Jamil Showers was the second best quarterback on the Cowboys.
That is
For about
sorry.
4 preseason games,
I'm
okay?
sorry. I apologize. I shouldn't have got you started.
Hey, he got me started on the Cowboys. I didn't start myself.
Real quick, Redskins, Eagles playoffs? Yeah or nay?
If they get wild card,
yeah. Let's start with Redskins. Yeah or nay?
I see Green Bay getting the wild card. So I'm not nay. Just nay.
Philly?
Nay.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You always say it twice. Nay. Yeah.
Nay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Got you.
Yes, sir.
So that being said, is there anything else we missed on?
Man, we mentioned the Raiders, and we didn't mention our boy Khalil. He looked nice. He looked very nice.
Okay.
And it's just I was watching him because he's one of the stars on defense. I was watching him and that eye test, man.
Yeah,
he didn't show up on the box score
Yeah,
particularly, but that eye test, man. He's stronger. He's always stronger than every O lineman he ever faces.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
He's always stronger,
Right.
and without a doubt. But
That being said, we'll end with this: Cowboys, Raiders, and Super Bowl. You feeling it?
Or we can, I hope so because I don't want to play the Chiefs in the Super Bowl because Andy Reid he might have something for us. He's had something for us back when Donovan McNabb was playing, back when Michael Vick was playing. He's always had something for us. Being honest with you, being
rabbit out the hat style.
Yeah, he really does. He really does. So he comes up with a new playbook. So yeah. So I'm going to say that I would love to play the Raiders, and that would be that would probably be one of the highest rated Super Bowls of all time. Raiders versus Cowboys? Oh my gosh. Yeah. So,
with that being said, it was a great first week of football.
Very great. Very great. I was in my seat and I couldn't get up. Man.
So, that being said, we have one more segment after this. Something near and dear to our hearts.
Oh yes, most definitely.
And it's just going to be something quick. But it's fun, and we have got to talk about it. And we will talk about that next. NBA. Can't argue with that.
Can't argue with that.